Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video. My name is Tom and this is Tom Toys 95. Welcome to the channel if you are new. I'm a part-time eBay reseller and a video game collector. I make videos on gaming, game collecting and eBay reselling. So if you're into that sort of stuff, then check out the channel and please consider subscribing, like the video and all that jazz. But without further ado, in these videos I like to document my eBay journey and show you exactly what I picked up throughout the week and what sold on eBay, how much I sold it for and how much profit I made. I like to pick up things from Facebook Marketplace, car boots, charity shops, etc. And the first thing that I've done this week is pick up something from Facebook Marketplace. So I've got it on my passenger seat now. I've just been and collected it. And the person that I collected it from is a fellow contact that I've made through Facebook, which is a tip that I mention every time that I meet this guy. But, you know, make contacts on Facebook and try and all car boots and contacts are important because contacts are what are going to continue to contact you, continue to give you stuff, give you first dibs on things, and potentially pass stuff on to you that could have gone to somebody else. So it's always nice to get first refusal on stuff. So this guy is someone I made a friend with and he's a train collector, so I went round and picked some stuff up. So I paid £40 for 5 train items. So they're boxed and they're all in good condition. They're not actual trains, they're like pulleys. So these are rolling stock and they are U-scale model railways, and it's a Blue Circle Cement is the brand on them. So I like these little carriages that get pulled along, and there's the like product information on the side. So I'll research that. I reckon they're worth about 15-20 quid each max, but I paid £8 each, and I'm always happy to help the guy out. The money that I give him goes back towards his train collection, so I love that. So he said he's picked up some new stuff and he's only got so much space. So as he buys new trains, he has to get rid of some old ones, and then that's when he gives me first refusal. So I'm looking forward to getting those listed today. Now, as I said, I like to help him out, but also they sell really well for me. I put them on eBay, usually for double what I pay. So if, you know, I'd expect to make about 80 quid off these. If I get about 20 quid each after fees, I'll get about 80 quid. So yeah, I'm looking forward to listing them and seeing how much they're worth. But it's a bit hit and miss. I've had some trains off him that have made barely any profit, or sometimes I've lost like a fiver, and then other times I've made like quadruple money and had a really good sales. So the last train I bought off him was during Christmas, so I didn't show it on my channel, but I think I bought a train for £80 and it was actually quite a rare one, and when I went to list it there was one brand new for £350 that had sold, and there was no other train on the market. So I listed it really high for like 400 and was a bit greedy, but then someone sent an offer for 375 and it sold. So sometimes it's worth being greedy. So yeah, I'm going to go get those listed and I'll show you how much I list them for.
Hey guys, so it's now Wednesday. I've got 7 more orders and it's time to go through what sold. Now we've got about 4 or 5 pretty cheap sales and then 1 decent one, and they all tend to add up. So even though they've sold for very little, I've actually only paid very little for the items, and therefore the markup is quite good. So they're all like bread and butter items, nothing too fancy. So the first one is a bunch of these Land Before Time DVDs. Now they're all sealed. I think I picked them up for £1 from the car boot. I paid £3 for £1 for all of them, and I recently sold some VHS tapes actually of these. So those were quite cool. I much prefer the VHS. It came in like an actual box set and I remember watching those as a kid. These ones are 4, 5 and 6, so I don't know if I remember watching these ones. I definitely watched the original trilogy, which is what I sold on the VHS. But these ones, as I said, only paid £1 and they've gone for £7.50, so I'll take that all day long. So the next then is a bunch of toys which I picked up for £2 and they're called Bin Weevils. Now I think I split these into a couple of sets, and I'm not sure if this is the largest set or the smaller set, but this one has gone for £9.99. So regardless, I only paid £2 for the whole bag, and as I said, I made a couple of sets out of them. So I think this is the last one now, and that's gone for £9.99. The next one is a tie which I picked up just over Christmas and showed off in last week's episode that I listed it, and it sold very, very quickly. So these average around about £10 to £12, so I listed mine for £12 and someone sent me an offer for a tenner, and it's a Royal National Lifeboat Institution tie, so it's got all the cool little flags and colours on there. So yeah, that one went for a tenner. I only paid £1 for that from a charity shop. So the next sale is a bit of a fail in terms of price. Didn't really make any profit on it, but it did do well on a little short video that I made. It got about 6,000 views, so I don't know why. It wasn't that interesting. But I picked up this Rayman copy on the PS1 for £1 because it didn't have a disc inside, so it was a fiver. I checked, there was no disc in it. I took it to the till, asked if they had the disc behind the counter. They said they didn't and someone might have stolen the disc, so we're going to throw it in the bin. And I said, well, I can make use of it, I can find a disc for it or something. So what would you want for it? And they wanted £1, which is about fair. It comes with the manual, comes with the case. There is some damage to the case there, but the inlays, front cover, back cover, and the manual's all in there. And I listed it on eBay, and unfortunately the game's not worth all that much money, especially the platinum version. It's worth about £7-8. So I listed it for a fiver, or it might have been £4 plus postage, and someone sent me an offer for like £2.50. So I countered it with £3, and they came back with £2.70, so all that for 30p. But I thought, for the sake of 30 pence, it's a sale, isn't it? So I paid £1, sold for £2.70. Not a great deal of profit at all, but it's one of them things. It's gone to another collector, and I've saved it from the trash. So the next sale is the Super Mario Pom-Pom figure. Now I picked up a few of these from B&M for £7.99, and they were quite a rare figure, and they sold quite well for me, between sort of £16 and £20. So I picked some more up, and I think since I picked them up, they've obviously become a bit more popular. More people have cottoned on that it's a rare figure, sold it for a bit of money, and as a result the kind of price has come down. But I got 3 more of them, and I didn't want to list them too cheap, because I paid £9 or £8 for them, so I don't want to list them too cheap, otherwise I'm not making a profit. So I listed them for £16.25, which is how much I sold the other ones for, and eventually it sold. So someone picked this up for £16.25 plus postage, £20 all in, go in a box, nice and easy. So double money minus fees, probably got about £14. Then I got 2 more sales to go over. One more is a cheap sale. This was probably free. I don't even know where I got this from. I found this in my garage, and it was just a loose disc of Zelda, which is the 25th Anniversary Symphony. So it's got all of the Zelda music on it, and that came with the special edition of Skyward Sword, I believe, on the Wii, and that was like an insert disc on the game. So I sold it disc only, listed it for £8. Someone sent me an offer today for a fiver, countered with £6.50, and they have taken it. So that's gone for £6.50 plus postage. And then the last sale is quite a decent one. I only picked this up as well the other week, and that is a Fortnite figure that I got in the game clearance. This was originally £52.99. On eBay they were selling for around about £30, and they was in the sale for £10. And the box isn't in the best condition, but it is still sealed. And that is a Fortnite X G.I. Joe figure, and this is Snake Eyes 0 Point edition. So that went for £25 on an offer, and I listed it for 28. Someone international sent me an offer for 22, and I countered with 25. So they've accepted that, and that is going abroad somewhere. So nice little markup on that one, brand new item. Couple of photos straight online, and sold within a couple of weeks, so really can't complain with that. That's why I quite like selling brand new items, because they're very easy to list, and a lot of the times if they're sealed you only have to take a picture of the box, and all the information is already online, so you can just copy and paste the descriptions over. When it's used you have to take pictures of all the condition and everything like that, and sometimes it can be a bit more fiddly to sort of tweak the descriptions and stuff, whereas with a brand new item you can just put brand new and sealed. So nice and easy. Got 7 sales. I'm going to go and wrap those now, and there's one more thing which I made an order on Amazon, and it's meant to come on Friday, and it's actually came already, so it came today, and I will go and get that now. So then, the Amazon parcel, this came today, should have come Friday, so I'm pleased that it's come early. But I'm in a few gaming groups on Facebook, and sometimes people post their deals and offers and anything like that that they find on the internet, and someone mentioned this game, and I think it was American actually, but I thought I'll have a look and see if there's any in the UK. So this game, I don't think it's rare or anything like that, but it was originally $34.99 RRP, and the guy in America that posted it, it was something like $40, and they found it for like $15. So I quickly searched it, and I found Amazon had a sale on this, so I bought 5 copies. I'm going to keep one for my collection. I may open one, I don't know yet, and then the other, at least the 3, I will sell on eBay. So on eBay they were going for around about £20 to £25, so I thought £10 was a pretty good deal, and they're all brand new and sealed. So it's a PS5 game, and it's not a game that I've heard of before, so I have absolutely no idea whether the game is any good, whether it's a load of rubbish, I don't know, but it does come with some cool stuff. So it includes some postcards, some stickers, and but that is Dustborn on the PS5. So as you can see on the back there, that's what it comes with. So it's a pretty cool looking box. I don't know whether the game's any good, but it says, lead your crew of outcasts on a road trip packed with mishaps, mayhem and music. And then the rest is all in a foreign language. Bond, battle and play with your crew. No idea if it's any good. I did look in the comments on Facebook, and some people said that it's a rubbish game, so I have absolutely no idea. But for a tenner, I thought I'd take a gamble, and if I can get 20 quid each for them, I'll be happy with that. And I get to add 1 or 2 to my collection. So 50 quid total paid, and I reckon I could get about £100 back if I was to sell them all, but I'm going to sit on a couple of them. So then that is everything that I've listed, and I'm going to leave the video here for now, and I will tune back in when I make some more sales. So it's now the weekend, and it's time to go over the rest of the sales. Now, we had quite a busy Friday, so Thursday and Friday I sold 9 items, and we've got quite a bit to get through.
Now, funnily enough, it's pretty much all media bar 1 or 2 items, but that's just how it goes sometimes. So they should be nice and easy to post. So on Monday morning when I head to work, it shouldn't take me too long to wrap them, which I'm not too fussed about, because sometimes get to work, you've got loads of random items to wrap and post, and it's just a bit awkward and takes a bit of time. So the fact they're all media, bit of bubble wrap, straight in an envelope, job's a good one. So first one then, Remember Me on the PlayStation 3. So I picked this up on the PS3 from Vintage Gamer, which I visited the other week, and I made a video on that, and that was one of my pickups. So this is a nice complete copy for my collection. So the one I'm selling is one that I had in my collection originally that I bought from CX for £4 about 4 years ago maybe, and it's literally disc only, reprinted cover, no manual, and that the game has actually gone up in price since I bought it. So I think I paid about £8 for this from Vintage Gamer. Nice and complete from my collection. This sold for £10 plus £1.55 postage. So this is a condition upgrade, and I took an offer. I think it was going for around about £14-15. Listed it for 12 plus postage. Someone sent me an offer for 10. Can't really argue that since it's pretty much just a disc only. So I will take that one. The next sale is some PVC hooks. Now this is from a shop called Miniso. So you can see on the back there, Miniso. So this is like a Chinese, Japanese inspired shop that just gets a load of cheap stuff sent in from China, but they're all usually branded stuff. So they do a lot of stuff with Disney. So this one here is some PVC hooks in the shape of Toy Story characters. So we've got the Alien, Buzz and Lotso. So these cost me about £2 in the clearance. I went down to Brighton last year, and they only have a few stores around the country, and one of them's in Brighton, and they had a big clearance, and I picked up loads of stuff, and this is one of the things. So paid about £2, and that has gone for I think £12.50 plus postage. So quite a strong price on that, but it has took a little while to sell. I'm glad it's finally gone. So the next item has a bit of a funny story behind it. So my mum bought a Honda car in 2005, I think it was a Honda Jazz. I went with her, and while I was there they asked me if I wanted a hat and some badges. So I think at the time Honda were an F1 team and they had some merchandise. So they gave me some Honda badges. As you can see, it's got the F1 car there and the name of the driver. I forgot his name now. Takuma Sato actually is his name. Says there. And it came with a Honda racing hat and these badges. Now I sold the hat I think about a year ago, and these badges, they're originally just in my collection, but I don't really need them. I am into Formula 1, but I wasn't watching it around that time. Honda aren't really a team anymore, so I'm happy to pass these on. So those have gone for £6. Someone sent an offer for those, and the hat went for about 10 to 15 I think last year. So for 3 items I've had for years, happy just to get rid of those. The next one then are all media as well. So we've just got a stack of games and stuff here. So the next one is a steelbook that I picked up from CEX. Now I can't quite remember the price. I'll put it on screen. I think it was about £12. I could be wrong. But I think I bought 2 copies, and they're around about, one was 10, one was 12. And I've sold them both for quite a strong price. And that is Gremlins on Blu-ray. So there was 2, there's a white version and this sort of dark navy blue black case version. So this one has gone for £27.50. As I said, I think I paid 12. I could be wrong. If I find out what price I paid, I'll put it on screen if it is wrong. But I'm pretty sure I got a strong markup on that one. Sometimes in CEX they do sell some really good Blu-rays, and if they are expensive, double check the eBay prices, because chances are they're worth more on eBay. So pretty good condition, a few little scratches and marks and stuff on it, but there's no like major dents or anything. It's a nice 3D embossed cover, so that's pretty cool. The next ones, I think, I don't know if he's a subscriber of the channel or if he just watched my videos, but either way I appreciate it. So someone bought these and then messaged me, and he said he saw my PS3 collection video and he's decided to start collecting, or he's collecting for the PS3 as well. So he picked up some games from me from the store. So these are all in my collection, they're just duplicates. And they are 3 Lego games. Now 2 of them were in a bundle. So the 3 games are the Lego Movie video game and Lego Star Wars 3, as well as The Hobbit. So the Lego Hobbit was sold on its own, I believe, for £5.90 plus postage. And then these 2 were in a bundle. So these were £8.99 each. Now I don't remember exactly how much I paid for these games, but Lego games like that I either get in a bundle really cheap, or I pay no more than a couple of quid for them. So I'm going to say I spent about £6 on these games, and they've gone for around about 13-14 quid. So happy with that. And then the last sale I think for the week is a Project Cars Steelbook limited edition on the Xbox One. I paid £6 for this from CEX, I think. And inside you get a nice bunch of bonus stuff. So you've got the disc, of course, and you don't really get manuals in the 360, but there's some DLC which unfortunately won't be usable anymore, or it's expired. But you do get this nice 4 races by races sort of art book, which is pretty cool. So that's included, and that went for £11.79. So that is all of the sales for the week. Quite a busy week. I mean, there's a lot of bread and butter items. There's nothing really of substance or great value that's sold. However, I believe there's like 20 sales this week, which is really good considering how slow January was. So we've had a lot of sales, but a lot of cheaper items this week. And we've had some weeks where we've only made about 8 or 9 sales and sold one really good item and then got quite a lot of money. So it swings and roundabouts, but I'm happy to be selling and shifting some stock and making some space. Obviously, if it's all small things like this, it doesn't take up much room. But 20 sales nonetheless. If you'd said that at the start of the week, 20 sales, I'd have taken that. So that is everything. I don't think there's anything else really to touch on. This week I have been listing some stuff. I listed some football cards, so I bought those in the summer. I took them all to work to show my colleagues and stuff. And then they've kind of just sat at my desk for the last like 6 months. And it is one of those things that's quite tedious to go through, time consuming, to go through all the cards, sort them out into sets, sort them out into teams, players, etc. Do your research, find out what's worth a bit of money, what's worth selling on its own, what's worth not. So I've kind of just not touched them. I had a few free lunch breaks last week and I decided just to go through them. So I started listing some and putting them into little piles. So I'll throw some like listings or some footage on screen. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Today I started doing a bit more listing as well, but it is Saturday, which will probably fall into next week's video. But I did a bit of listing with my partner today, so we went through some steelbooks. She was passing me the steelbooks, I was photographing them, she was then putting them into a pile, so it just helped speed things up a little bit. So I haven't listed them yet, but I've kind of compiled them all into photos on my phone, and then I can just quickly list them after work one day. So that is pretty much everything this week. I haven't really been anywhere or done anything else. But those trains were pretty cool on the weekend that I picked up. I was just about to go and I realised that I made one more sale which I forgot to include. So I sold Metal Gear Solid Acid, or Metal Gear Acid, on the PlayStation Portable. Now I had this in my collection already, but I bought this from CEX for £10. Now this only sold for £7.95, so I lost a little bit of money on it, but the reason for that is it was a condition upgrade. So this was the copy in my collection. As you can see, it's got a platinum case, but it's not the platinum game. And it's just got the manual and the disc in there, so it's not a terrible copy of the game, but you know, it's not the original case, etc. Now the one I found in CEX for £10, which was going in my collection, I was happy to pay the sort of £2.5 plus the fees that I'll have to pay to upgrade it, was it's got this sticker on the front that says includes limited edition art book. It's got the original case with it, and it does come with the art book. So got some cool things in there. So this one will be going nicely into my collection, so for a couple of quid to upgrade that, more than happy to do that. And it's also got this nice background art as well. So sometimes I'm willing to take a little bit of a hit on some of my stuff if it means that I can upgrade it for the collection. As the premise of this channel really is, yes, it's eBay reselling, but I also collect video games, and I like to use the profits that I make from eBay to put into my collection. So I don't like to spend any money on the collection from my own personal bank account that I get paid for doing my full-time job. This is all just purely stuff that I bought from eBay profits. So essentially the entire collection is almost free. There's a lot of stuff I've had since I was a kid and growing up from my teens and my paper route money and my first couple of jobs, so I can't claim all of it as eBay stuff. But at least for the last sort of 5 to 6 years, everything that's gone into my collection that's definitely recent has all come from eBay profits. So I'm happy to take a hit on some of the things if it means it upgrades my collection. But yeah, that's everything for the week, so we'll go to the results now. Right then guys, this is the segment of the video where I go through all of the sales and round up the results. So the number of items that I sold this week was 22, which is really good. Last week I only sold 10. Whilst I got a decent return off those 10 items last week, it's still only 10 items, so to double that this week is really good. So pleased with the amount of sales that I made. Now the gross sales then, so everything that came in including postage and all of that, was £388.48.
so not too bad there. Fees were quite high at £80.58, and the postage was £54.40. Cost to buy, in the grand scheme of things, wasn't too bad compared to what came in, but it was quite high this week at £104.74. So £388.48 has came in, and I made a profit of £148.76. So I almost made the £150 target. So previously it's always been £100, but I'm going to try it and make a £150 profit per week rather than £100. So £2 shy. Can't really moan at that. But yeah, as car boot season comes around, I'll definitely be aiming for around £150 profit per week. But over 100 is good, so I'm pleased with the amount that's come in this week, and haven't really listed too much. I've definitely been listing compared to previous weeks, as I mentioned in my other videos, in the weekly videos, that I haven't really been listing this year, but this week I have actually started listing again and started photographing. So there's plenty of stuff to still list from my phone, but I've also listed quite a lot as well. And I noticed as I started listing again, I started making more sales, and it is a little bit frustrating that is the case, because imagine you have 1,000 items. You get them all done, you get them all listed, you optimize everything, you get all your posts done, and that's all your stock. That's the only thing you've got to sell is these 1,000 items. In eBay's eyes, you're not active, you're not listing new items, so they don't want to know. So all your sales and all your listings, will start to tally off in terms of views and impressions and sales until you start listing again. But if you've listed everything, then it's like, what are you meant to do? So it is a bit frustrating in that sense. I've put a lot of work in and got a lot of items listed, and then when I have those down periods where I think, actually, do you know what, I don't want to list for a bit, my sales are negatively impacted, and as I started listing again, I've made 22 sales. Is it a coincidence? I don't think so. So the rule of thumb pretty much is the more you list, the more you sell, and it is frustrating that that's the case, but that is the nature of the beast. So I will be listing a lot more next week as well, just to try and keep the momentum up. But yeah, plenty of sales, plenty of profit coming in. Can't really complain, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you all for watching. If you do like the video, then please give it a like. Please leave a comment below if you've got any questions, and if you're new around here, I know like 75% of people that watch the videos aren't subscribed, so if you are new around here, please subscribe to the channel and check out my other videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.